Digby Maxwell is posed in front of a blazing fireplace in the heavily draped salon of a Victorian mansion, a glass of English sherry in his hand. He is wearing a frayed tweed jacket with leather-cloaked buttons that he purchased just 2 days ago in an upscale used clothing shop in Greenwich Village. For this occasion, he has also donned a knowing, mildly supercilious smile, but it, like his ability to focus on the people around him, is rapidly fading. The reason for this is that he is just a few tokes short of being seriously stoned, and the reason for that is that he is trying desperately to medicate his panic. So far, his strategy of confining most of his conversation to inside his head is working smoothly. He has met and handshaked all the key players in this bead game of which he is the newly recruited captain, and he has done so without uttering more than 2 or 3 words to each shakee. But now he sees that his hostess, Felicia Hastings, is looking at him expectantly. His guess is that she desires a bon mot to drop from his twitchy lips fairly soon now. Although the widow Hastings is clearly over-endowed with self-confidence, she nonetheless would appreciate some public sign, just a clue, really, that Digby, her new employee, is not a total chucklehead. It is already common knowledge on campus and in the offices of Cogito magazine that not only is he lacking any advanced academic degree, let alone one in philosophy, but his editorial experience is limited to the subject of what is charitably known as popular culture. It was precisely for this expertise that Ms. Hastings selected Digby to become the new editor-in-chief of Cogito. But alas, it is also why she now is all but poking him with her rheumatoid fingers to induce him to say something witty, or at least something New Yorky, to bolster her counterintuitive selection. "There's something about a Victorian home that makes me want to commit an act of gross indecency," he says, his medication bearing some of the responsibility for his choice of words. Ms. Hastings trills a little laugh, but the guests on either side of her, June McLean and Elliot Goldenfield, Cogito editors and university instructors in, respectively, gender studies and German transcendental idealism, do not express amusement. In fact, McLean's gender-ambiguous face expresses contempt. "Like what?" she snaps. In the moment, Digby is more struck by the click of her hard consonants that suggest she grew up in South Jersey than by the need to field her question appropriately, whatever that may be. "Oh, personal abduction," Digby says mildly, then adds, "or maybe just some routine plunder," in hope that this addition has a mollifying effect. Fortunately, his hostess finds his retort droll, or so she says, and this seems to put an end, for now at least, to any more quizzing from the gender philosopher. This gives Digby the opportunity to excuse himself and head for the Victorian lavatory, fingering the roach in his jacket pocket all the way. He tokes up as soon as the door is closed and locked. About Digby's panic, this welcoming party merely touches the tip of the angst iceberg that chills his soul. The bigger picture is that he is a 43-year-old man who has been unemployed for more than a year and is now flying solo and by the seat of his pants in a small Vermont college town with a commission for which he is totally unqualified, at least as far as he can determine, because the truth of the matter is he has only a feeble glimmering of what it is he is supposed to do here. "I am an impostor, a charlatan, a quack in tweeds." But this should not be any cause for panic, because it is not as though Digby is living in fear of being found out. He was already found out before he ever pulled off Route 9 into Loudon 1 day ago. Everyone at the party knows his quack status, except possibly the hostess, who also happens to be the heiress of Bonner Hastings III, the late founder and bankroller of Cogito. Digby is here at Felicia's pleasure. So his panic must have deeper origins, and Digby suspects they may be existential. In the 3 weeks prior to his job interview, Digby subjected himself to